So as most of you guys know by now, I have been covering a ton of the latest MCU Spider-Man 4 news. And again, whether it's been from the characters, the rumored plot, leaks, all of these type of things, I have practically been all over it, just like my uncle was all over me when I was a kid, if you know what I mean. Again, one thing that a lot of people have been wondering though is, considering it's been really highly rumored, we're going to be getting this grounded story with like Kingpin as the villain. One thing a lot of people have been wondering is, are we going to see anything to do with the symbiote and how it, again, was kind of teased to appear at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. For those of you who don't remember, end credit scene, we see Tom Hardy's Venom get transported back to his Sonyverse, and a drop of the symbiote is left there on the table, assuming it finds its way all the way to Spider-Man. Again, I've been theorizing for a long time that we would most likely potentially see maybe a glimpse of the symbiote, but it wouldn't have too much of an effect on the story due to the fact that we are, you know, we're having this grounded sort of street level movie where vigilantism is going to be getting banned by the new mayor, Kingpin, and then he's going to hire these villains like Black Cat and Scorpion to go and hunt down Spider-Man and Daredevil and a couple others. Again, that's the rumored plot, as we all know. But a recent report coming out from Daniel R.P. Gay does suggest that the MCU Spider-Man 4 movie will not only reportedly start filming this fall, but the symbiote is said to play a role in the film. Now, again, this is kind of like what I was talking about, where I don't think the symbiote is going to be massive in this film, but I think there's going to be a really big plan that's going to extend multiple movies. And yes, you heard me right. I think the symbiote is going to appear in multiple movies. And what do I mean by that? Here's how I think it's kind of going to go, right? Sort of a fan theory, but also I think if Marvel were smart, this is kind of a cool story to write. And if I remember okay as well, I'm pretty sure this is low-key in the comics. But the way I think it's going to be is, as we know, Peter is going to college right now, right? He's got no friends, he's got no family, no one knows who he is. But while he is still living some of his Peter Parker life, I think what's going to happen is it's going to be revealed that his college, of course, got their hands on the symbiote, and the scientists who work at the college, like obviously maybe Dr. Kurt Connors, just like in Spider-Man 3, could obviously have something to do with this symbiote. Again, we also saw it in Marvel Spider-Man 2, where Kurt Connors and Oscorp were the team who found the symbiote and, again, did the further research on it. I think in this movie, wouldn't it be cool if we got to see not only this universe's Kurt Connors make a slight cameo appearance, but maybe it's his group of scientists at the college who have their hands on the, of course, symbiote. And as Peter is maybe walking through the college doing a tour, a part of one of his science classes, maybe we get to see him come near the symbiote, where the symbiote is trying to get out of the tank or whatever, and then trying to get him. Wouldn't that be a cool way to introduce the symbiote at the start of the movie, right? And then, of course, maybe once everything's said and done, as the movie goes on, Peter continues to fall into this depression that we know he's probably going to be in this movie. And as maybe the movie goes on, by the end of it, Peter Parker has pretty much defeated all the enemies that Kingpin hired against him. Maybe Kingpin's semi a threat or something. I'm not too sure. Maybe Peter exposes Kingpin to the point where he maybe doesn't get elected again. I don't know. But wouldn't it be cool if by the end of it, when he's going through college or something like that, the symbiote breaks out and gets on top of him? Or, yo, pause. That low-key sounded fucked. But you know what? I'd probably still rather let the symbiote jump on top of me than Zendaya. That's obviously extremely false. Again, Zendaya, if you want to prove that theory wrong, you can always hit my line or DM me on Instagram at Jordan Baycroft, and we can maybe set something up. But the thing is, right, when we look at that, wouldn't it be awesome if the symbiote was just slightly in the story? If we got to see Peter have this tour with his college and go to the science rooms where maybe it tries to get on him, fails, but then by the end of the movie, Peter has to go back to that science room for some whatever reason, and then it breaks out and finally gets on him. That would lead into what I think would be highly important and really cool, is we now get to see Peter Parker in the next 2 Avengers movies with the symbiote suit. Wouldn't that be awesome? Again, there's the theory that Peter's Spider-Man, MCU Spider-Man, is only going to have a small role in Avengers 5. I think that's really ridiculous, and I hope they don't do that. But again, as we know, in the Secret Wars comics, he has the symbiote suit for a lot of them, right? Wouldn't it be cool, again, in these movies, he has the symbiote suit on, and maybe he comes across Tobey Maguire, who sees him have the symbiote on, tells him to take it off because it's really bad for him. And wouldn't it be awesome if maybe those two had a fight? Wouldn't that be fucking kick-ass if somehow we got to see a Spider-Man vs. Spider-Man in film in this Avengers movie, right? Where it was Peter Parker, Tobey's Peter Parker, who's stronger and more experienced than Tom Holland's Spider-Man, right? But then Tom Holland's got that symbiote and he's got the rage and he's more angry than what we're probably going to ever see any Spider-Man in film be. Wouldn't that be cool if they had a fight? And then maybe in Spider-Man 5, we see him continue on with the symbiote suit. He's evolved into being as worse as he gets, and by halfway through the movie, he's that close to turning into Venom, just like in the game. And then maybe, I don't know, something or other, he, of course, gets it off. And that's when we maybe see, you know, Tom Hardy or a new Eddie Brock get introduced, and we see it as a Spider-Man vs. Venom movie. Wouldn't that be fucking sick? That would be so awesome, and it would touch me in places that I haven't ever really been touched before, other than my uncle, who I talked about at the start of the video, which we probably won't talk about anymore. But as I was saying, right, wouldn't that be cool? We could see this symbiote suit kind of span over 4 movies, where in Spider-Man 4 it's just a little bit of a cameo. In Spider-Man, in Avengers Kang Dynasty or 5, whatever they want to call it, we get to see it as a again, the suit he has on now, he's just normal, but he's stronger. And then maybe in Secret Wars, he's starting to get a bit angrier. Tobey Maguire tries to get it off him and maybe fails, which makes him even more angrier. And then by the time we get to Spider-Man 5, he is slowly but surely becoming Venom, just like in the game. And then we get to see maybe it come off, and we get to see Venom as the main villain of Spider-Man 5. Wouldn't that be so awesome? I think everyone and their dad wants that. Not that I have a dad, but I know everyone and their dad wants that to come true. So that would be honestly really, really awesome in my opinion. I'd very much like to hear what you guys have to say though about this. Should, you know, Tom Holland's Peter Parker maybe get the symbiote suit at the end of this movie, or how should they introduce it like it looks like they will? I'd very much like to know. Subscribe. Fuck, I'm having a cardiac arrest in the outro. Jesus. Subscribe to my sports channel, MLIRL/long channels. Links for them will be in the description down below. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.